Welcome to the RacinBoys podcast. Lee Spencer at Las Vegas Motor Speedway visits with Monster Energy NASCAR Cup star Chase Elliott.
Has there been any pressure on your shoulders, kind of being the guy that has led the charge over at Hendrick Motorsports this year? Because even though your teammates have stepped in from time to time and they've shown speed and, success, you've really been the guy that everybody has kind of looked to carry the Hendrick banner this year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I haven't really viewed it that way, from my end. I just feel like as a company we've gotten better as the year has gone along, and as we continue to improve, we'll all be better for it, and as we bring fast cars to the racetrack and we make upgrades and we do this and we do that, we're all going to run better because of that stuff. So, I have confidence in that, and I feel like our improvements will show across the board, and this is a good time of the year to turn it up because, it gets intense fast, and everybody brings everything they have, these last 10, and you always want to just try to bring a little more. It's hard to do, but so that's the goal.
Have you been more at ease since the win at Watkins Glen?
Definitely. It had a lot of relief for me, for sure. Just to be so close so many times and to not, get a win and so on, and you're in those positions, and to finally get one just felt really good. But like I told somebody the other day, you don't run second 8 times and by luck. At some point down the road, you would like to think you know how to do a little bit of something to have that many opportunities to win. So just trying to put yourself in those positions again and capitalize on it. So, yeah, it was great.
You and Alan Gustafson really seem to be on the same page, though.
Yeah.
You see crew chief driver relationships come and go, but there's just something, I'd almost say magical, between what you guys got going on, because it's almost where he knows what you need in the car, you know what to tell him. There's not a lot of dancing around. There's
not, and I love our relationship because it's very straightforward, and we don't mess around a whole lot. We come in, we do our jobs, and we go on our way. And he expects things from me, and I expect things from him. And I know that he's doing his job, and I have a lot of confidence in him. And we've got to the point where I feel like he does know what I'm asking for, or by the tone, and I say something. So. Yeah, I feel like our relationship is great, and mentally I feel like we're in a great place, and I credit him a lot for that because he's a very even-keeled guy in a lot of ways, and even through the ups and downs, I feel like he's kept a good middle of the road, and that keeps me and everyone else right there with him. So he's a great leader for my team, and proud to have him.
Mr. H almost sounded apologetic on Sirius this morning, saying that. They just basically got behind. They got, it didn't help to have 2 new drivers come in. They're coming in with the Camaro, certain things that he didn't feel like maybe everything was up to the typical Hendrick standard. Mm-hmm. You feel like the company is getting to a point where it's starting to turn a page and getting more used to the Camaro and bringing the OSS on, all the little goofy things that can disrupt a championship organization. You think that they finally turned the page?
Yeah, I didn't hear his interview, so I can't really comment on that side just because I haven't heard it. But,
right.
But yeah, I definitely think we're getting better. And, are we to the point where we're dominating races every week? No, we're not. We have work to do, and we know that, and I think that's not something that you want to shy away from. You got to hit that stuff head on, and I credit Alan again a lot for hitting problems head on and sticking up for things and doing what he feels like is right and leading our ship the best he can, and that's all you can do is keep your head down and work through it. Blaming the body or blaming Chevrolet or whatever, all the storylines you hear all year about it and why we've been struggling. That does not make you go faster in blaming stuff and pointing the finger. So whether a problem is relevant or not, or is true or isn't true, that's not making you go any faster. So you better get to work, make the most of what you got, and see where it lands you down the road.
As a young guy, do you keep up with the headlines, or would you rather not know what the media, what the fans, what other people are saying? I mean,
I really don't much anymore, just because it doesn't matter. And at the end of the day, that stuff, people like to talk and are going to talk, and that's their right, and happy for them, but it's not for me to read. That's not my job.
As consistent as you've been, can you top 5 your way into the Final Four at Homestead?
I think you can top 5 your way a long ways, but until you really understand and see the picture when we get that far, if we're still involved when you get to 12 or when you get to 8 and so on, it's hard to predict that, because you just don't know the picture. You don't know who's going to be in, who's going to be out, who's going to have a couple bad races and be done, and that can happen like that. So until we get going, I can't guess.
How have you handled kind of? I know it's a big mantle to carry, but how have you handled inheriting that most popular type of driver scenario from Dale? Because a lot of people, he's the second generation racer, he's this, he's that, but it seems in a lot of ways, even T-shirt sales, I mean, something as basic as that, you've kind of taken over in that. Is there a lot of responsibility for somebody your age to have to be that guy? Because at some point during Junior's career, it was almost suffocating to have all that type of responsibility to carry a sport on your shoulders. And just wondering if you felt any of that, or
Well, I don't think he had to carry. I mean, there's no reason to have the mentality of having to carry something on your shoulders. I mean, Lord have mercy. I mean, why even try to do something like that? So I don't think I don't think that was his mentality, that he felt like he had to run the deal. And I certainly don't feel that way. I want people to pull for whoever they want to pull for, and candidly, I get pretty frustrated with just how, I want it to be natural. I don't want, people to feel like they're forced to pull for somebody. I mean, I think that's ridiculous. So
you kind of want to earn that on your own.
Yeah, you want to earn that, and you don't want it to be shoved down people's throats. I don't want to be shoved down people's throats. If somebody don't like me, then don't like me. Fine, So, and if you do, I certainly appreciate it. But it's got to be a natural thing.
I appreciate your time today, Chase.
Yep, thank you.